Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare 3 In Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about helicopter AI. The gameplay that you're going to see is a game where I actually managed to get an attack helicopter and a Pave low. I'm more of an average gamer, so that was quite a feat for me. I'm just playing some solo kill confirmed here on Ground War. Not necessarily worried about picking up the tags. Yes, I know I'm being a bad teammate. I'm just trying to make sure the game lasts long enough to get some helicopters, but the gameplay is really good. I actually played this one without a full party because a lot of you are accusing me of just partying up on nubs, so this one's going solo, and you guys seem to like this sort of gameplay commentary with the in-depth, so I'm going to try and stick with this style and see how it rolls. Now, let's actually talk about the helicopters. First things first about the helicopters, if you have blind eye, it can't see you, it can't hit you. The only way it can hit you if you have blind eye is if you're standing really, really close to a teammate that, say, maybe doesn't have blind eye. Obviously, if you're hiding from the helicopter, it can't see you, it can't shoot you. If you're behind a building, if you're in a tunnel, something like that, it just has no clue where you are. But what I'm sure all of you wanted to know is how the helicopters pick their target priorities. And helicopters in this game, the Overwatch is a little different because it sticks to the person, but the attack helicopter and the Pave low have the same AI system. And my assumption was that they had the exact same AI from CoD4, because the Modern Warfare 2 ones had the same AI from CoD4, and if my understanding is correct, that the helicopters in Black Ops also had the same AI from CoD4. However, we did some testing, and it turned out not to be true. My original information was based off Den Kirson's helicopter test in Call of Duty 4. The Call of Duty 4 helicopters had several factors that they would use to determine their primary target. The first of all, obviously, that they don't have the stealth perk and they are on the radar. They're not undercover and the helicopter can see them. And then it had several other threats that were, or not threats, that's the word that Den used, threats. It had several other factors that were weighted, so some factors are more important to the helicopter than others, but these factors were, number one was distance from the helicopter. The helicopter would go after people closer to it. If you had attacked the helicopter, if you shot the helicopter, no matter what you shot it with, the helicopter would attack you. If I'm not mistaken, this was true in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 as well, to if you shot a Harrier, if you shot a helicopter or Pave low, you would be its next primary target. That was a big factor. Your weapon class, whatever you had in your primary weapon slot, was very important. People with light machine guns got targeted first because those were the people most likely to shoot down the helicopter. Those with shotguns, submachine guns not so much, assault rifles, sniper rifles, a little bit more than that. And lastly, it was targeted to attack the player with the highest score, and I'm very, very confident this was true in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, or at least it felt like that way. Anytime I was doing good, you know, the helicopter would come and kill me. So we decided to test this out here in Modern Warfare 3, and me and J-Hub and Its Codes and Zevidar and Dikid107 went into a private lobby and tested this. We were testing one factor at a time, holding everything else constant, so everybody had the exact same weapon class, same amount of deaths, and the helicopter did definitely attack whoever was closest. Then we moved on to the weapon classes. I made sure that everybody had the exact same amount of deaths, and they were all in pretty much the same location, to where the distance from the helicopter should have been almost equidistant, and I had each person carry different weapons. One person had a light machine gun, the other had a sniper, the other had an assault rifle, the other had SMG, shotgun. We varied it up a little bit, and the helicopter didn't respond. It just, I thought maybe we were doing something wrong, so we moved up to Black Box. Yeah, OKC King was there, but we had to move up to Black Box and get rid of him because he didn't have Black Box. That was rude. But anyway, it didn't seem to respond. It didn't seem to care what primary weapon you were holding. So, okay, we tried this again, and we moved up to having a Stinger or an RPG or a Small or a Javelin. Again, it didn't seem to care. It just attacked whoever was closest, so we decided locking onto the helicopter. That didn't make any difference. Like, okay, maybe they've changed it just to attack whoever's closest. So let's do this other thing. Let's shoot the helicopter and see if it'll attack you. So we had one person in the group shoot the helicopter a lot, and it still didn't attack them. The helicopter only attacked whoever it was closest to. I'm like, okay, well, you know, we busted 3 out of 4 little bits of information here. They weren't really myths. Like, maybe the last one is true. Maybe it still goes for whoever has the highest score. So we played around and made sure that one person had a much, much higher score than everybody else. And again, the helicopter only attacked whoever was closest. I did do more than one test. I know about sample sizes and statistics and goofs. We probably did each one of these tests 4, 5, 6 times, and every single time the helicopter just attacked whoever was closest. This was true for the attack helicopter and for the Pave low. So, my advice for you guys is to remember that the helicopter only attacks whoever's closest. The code in this game was either coded very lazily or is just much less robust than the Call of Duty 4 code. The Call of Duty 4 code had a lot of other factors going on with it. Here we go, the helicopter's actually about to come in and kick some ass. This one is very, very simple. If you're close to the helicopter, you're the primary target. That's it. If you don't want to get shot by the helicopter, you hide. Don't worry about your weapon classes. Don't worry about your perks. Don't worry if you've shot the helicopter. If you've got blind eye or if you're more or less out of the way, you can just pound the helicopter and it will not care. Actually, that's probably a really good tactic. If you're a really long way away from the helicopter, that's a very good time to take your gun out and shoot it, because it won't even notice you. It won't even care that it's being shot. So yeah, that's all there is to helicopter AI. I thought I had something cooler to tell you, but it just attacks whoever's closest. That's the end of the in-depth episode, but it's not the end of this commentary. I have a few other things I'd like to talk about. First of all, I'm going to be on the BYD podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. You can just go to twitch.tv/BYD or click the link down there in the description to go to the podcast. That's 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be 9 Central, 8 Mountain Time, and 7 if you live on the West Coast in California, Oregon, or any of those kind of states. If you live out in Hawaii, that's probably going to be closer to lunchtime. In the United Kingdom, you're looking at maybe 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. So hope that makes sense. If you're in Europe, it's going to be probably 6, 7 a.m., just kind of depending on how far you are into Europe away from the United Kingdom. My grasp of time zones gets much crappier as it goes out. The charity Xbox auction is finally over. It sold for $605.71. I'm going to be making that donation to charity once the whole transaction is complete, once the fellow has his Xbox, once I've got the review on it, once the whole thing is done and locked in and I know that I don't have to return it. I'm going to be donating the money to the Dallas Children's Regional Medical Center. Is it Regional Medical? No, it's Medical Center. Dallas Children's Medical Center. I keep wanting to say hospital, but it's Medical Center. I'll get that right. And it looks like this game is starting to wind down, and I'm almost out of commentary time here. You're going to see that we don't come back from this game, or that I don't come back from this game. We're down 13 points, and that's a really big deficit, especially close to the end of the game like this. I start playing a lot more aggressive and going for tags because I do want to try and make a comeback and win, but it just doesn't work out. I played like a selfish asshole too much in the beginning, only getting my kills and helicopters and not necessarily picking up any tags, you know, using them as bait like a twat. So that's, well, probably the primary reason that we're losing, because I was the #1 Slayer on the team. I think I had about 30 more kills than I had deaths in this game, but I didn't necessarily pick up the tags. I was hoping that my teammates would see the tags laying around and they would go and pick them up, and apparently that's not really the case, so I would like to place some of the blame on my teammates when I go plus 30 something in this game and they don't do so hot. But that's one of those things. I guess I should have been talking to them, communicating with them more instead of sitting over here like a silent chode, not doing anything. So you win some, you lose some. This is one that I lost. I would like to say that I won this game. This is one of the better games that I've played recently. Had a crazy positive kill-death ratio. Couldn't quite clinch that victory. Played a lot of domination games that went the opposite of this. Like my team, we would be like 11 and 20 or whatever, but we were going hard for those points. The other team just kind of sitting in buildings and camping and trying to get AC 130s made it very, very hard to win, but we could just take the points and win. I think this also happened in one of the Call of Community matches that I played with all the MLG pros and, you know, other commentators and whatnot. Our team went fairly negative in kill-death ratio, but we played the objectives like champs. So I'd like to encourage you guys to play the objective a little bit more when you go online. Nothing's more annoying than when you go to actually play an objective game and not be a douchebag like me here, and the entire other team is playing Team Slayer. This is like, this is like Team Slayer without a kill limit. I'll definitely get a Moab in this game type. There we go. 15 and 18. I ended up being the last kill on the enemy team because I was out there going aggressive for those tags. Sort of slow scoped. Wouldn't call it a quick scoped. I would call it like medium scoped right in the back right there. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Drifter out.